Hey guys, this is a yoga routine that you can do to strengthen your core. So we're going to begin here starting at the top of your mat. Go ahead and stand up nice and tall, arms down by the sides to begin. And then we'll bring the hands together at heart center. Good. On your inhale, reach your arms up overhead, full body stretch. And as you exhale, we're going to dive down over the legs, coming into a forward fold. Let the head hang heavy, pedal out the knees a little bit here. Finding some length in the backs of the legs. And then we'll step to our plank pose, top of a push-up. Rock forward and back a couple of times, just getting comfortable in your plank pose. And then we'll come into a downward facing dog with the hips up and back. Good. Come up high onto the toes at first, and then we'll start to bring the heels a little closer to the ground. We're going to roll back into our plank pose, so rounding the spine, roll all the way forward until the hips are in line with the shoulders. Good, and then lifting the hips up and back high on the toes, we'll come back to our downward facing dog. We're going to do that a couple of times. So rolling forward, round to the back until the hips come in line with the shoulders, top of your plank. And then we'll exhale, lift the hips nice and high, press the heels down towards the ground. High up onto the toes, start to roll yourself forward again till the shoulders stack right over your wrists. And this time we'll lower all the way down to the belly, starting to strengthen the spine and open up the front side of the body. Come into a low cobra here, tops of the feet pressed down. And then we'll interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back as you lift your chest. Good, and then reach it forward. Good, lift the chest one more time. This time lift the legs up as well. We'll balance here and breathe. Nice and easy breaths through the nose. Working hard. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll press back. Just release here for a moment. Good, and then coming back through your tabletop, we're going to lift the hips up. Walk the hands forward just a little bit for your downward facing dog. We'll lift that right leg nice and high. If it feels good to open up the hips here, you can do that as well. And then we'll bring that right knee in to touch the right elbow or the right tricep. Send it all the way back to your three-legged dog. Just stretch through that leg. Should feel nice. Exhale to bring that knee to the nose, crunching it in. As you inhale, extend all the way up and back. Good. And then exhale, bring that knee to the left elbow or the left tricep. Use your inhale to send it back. Stretch out long. Good. Then bring it back through. This time you're going to plant your foot between your palms. Reach your arms up for a high lunge. And we'll spin it open here. As you inhale, reach back up to the top. Good. Exhale, spin it open. Reach through the arms. And then all the way back up to the top. Straighten out that front leg. One more time. Reach it open. Then coming back up. This time we're going to open up into Warrior Two. Stacking that right knee over the right ankle. And we'll just settle into a Warrior Two for a couple of breaths. Maybe wiggling the fingers. Maybe turning the palms up here. Just finding some ease in the posture. Good. Reach up again. We'll tip it back to a reverse warrior. Left hand down the back leg, right hand up. That way we can spin it down. Cartwheel yourself all the way back to your plank pose. Step that right foot back. We're coming into side plank, so shift your weight to your right hand. Reach that left hand high. Open it up here. Lift the hips. Lift that left leg. We're going to balance here using your core strength. Good, you got it. Flex those left toes, and then we'll set it back down. Come back to your forward facing plank. We're going to shift to the other side. Left hand plants firmly down into the ground. Make sure even the fingertips and the knuckles are down here. And we'll lift that right leg up high. Lift the hips, lift that right hand. And we'll set it back down, coming back to your forward facing plank. And drop the elbows down to the ground. We're going to come into a forearm plank here. So again, shoulders and hips are level with one another. If it feels nice to rock forward and back first, you can. And we're going to walk the toes forward, lift the hips up high. Maybe you lower and lift the heels a couple of times here, and then we'll walk the toes all the way back into your forearm plank. Nice solid long line through the body. And then once again, start to walk your toes forward, lift the hips up high. Dolphin pose, lower the heels, lift the heels, and then we'll send it all the way back to our forearm plank. I know you're working really hard here. One more time, we're going to walk the toes forward. We're going to lift the right toes off the ground first, actually, and then we're going to lift the left toes up. Now we're going to walk it forward. Last time here in dolphin pose. Lift the hips nice and high. Breathe easy. Press the palms down. We're going to come all the way up to our downward facing dog. Get long on your mat here. And then rounding forward into your high plank. We're going to lower it back down. Good. This time we're coming into cobra. Deep inhale. Maybe you shift forward, side to side. Just open up the chest here. And coming back up. We'll lift the left leg high to the sky, and then this time bending the knees, stacking the hips open. We'll take that knee all the way into the left leg all the way through. Good, and then on your inhale, send it back. Good, bring it all the way into the nose, round the back here, high plank with the knee lifted, and then inhale, send it back. Good, exhale, knee to right elbow. Send it all the way up. Stretch out long here. Bring it all the way through this time. We'll set that left foot between the palms. Rise up to your high crescent. And then we'll spin it open, finding your twist. Good, as you inhale, reach up, straighten out that left leg. And then we'll open it back up, finding your twist. Good, inhale, reach the arms up. Straighten out that front leg. Come back to your twist. And this time, warrior two. We'll sink down deep with the hips. Make sure that you're pressing down firmly through both feet here, so not just that back foot, but both feet are firmly connected. All four corners. We'll inhale, reach it up tall, tip it back to your reverse, and then cartwheel your hands all the way down to your high plank, stepping that left foot back. Good, lift the hips up and back. And then walking the hands a little bit closer here, we're going to prepare for something fun. Bend the knees, hop through to your seated position. If you need to take a couple of steps to get yourself there, you can. We'll go ahead and come into boat pose, so lifting the shins parallel to the ceiling or parallel to the sky. And then reaching the hands forward if that's okay for your back. Make sure you're keeping your spine nice and long here. So if you need to hold on to the backs of the legs to make that happen, that's perfectly fine. We'll reach the arms wherever it feels nice. Keep breathing easy here. And then interlacing the hands, we'll tap the hands to the right, bring the hands through center, tap the hands to the left, inhale, center, exhale, switch, good, inhale, center, exhale, switch, inhale, center, exhale, switch, inhale, switch, center, exhale, switch, good, keep breathing here, inhale, exhale to tap, inhale, center, exhale, tap, inhale, center, I know you're working so hard, exhale, tap, inhale, center, exhale, tap. Inhale, center, grab the backs of the thighs. If you want to stretch out the legs here, you can. If you want to reach forward instead, you can. And we'll set the feet down. Place your hands back behind you. Go ahead and lift your hips on up, coming into a reverse tabletop. If it feels okay here, you can lift the chin. Maybe you start to rock forward and back a little bit here, just loosening up. And then bring the hips all the way back down. Good, we're going to shift around back to our downward facing dog. Go ahead and send the legs back behind you. Or your plank pose, bring your right knee to your right elbow, left knee to your left elbow. And then we're gonna bend the knees, bring them down to hover or tap the mat. And then we're gonna do that again, so right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. And then bend the knees, either hover or tap, tabletop, we'll come back to plank. One more time, right knee, right elbow. Good, left knee, left elbow. And then knees come to hover over the mat, or you can touch them down. And then we'll send it all the way back to downward facing dog. Good, softening down to the elbows. Last time in your dolphin pose, we're gonna walk the toes in. And this time, if you want a little bit more challenge, lift your right leg up. If it feels nice to rotate through that ankle, you can make some big circles with the toes here. And set it back down, switch it out. We'll lift that left leg high, good. Find some movement in that ankle if that feels nice. And then when you're ready, you'll bring that foot all the way back down. And then coming down to the knees. One last time in our downward facing dog. We'll hop it forward to a forward fold. And then rounding through the spine, after all of that hard work, go ahead and roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale to the top of your Tadasana pose. Good, and then separating your feet here, we're gonna come down into a Malasana squat. So a little bit of twisting action here. We're gonna bring the right fingertips to the ground, left fingertips up high, open up the chest. Good, spread through the collarbones, spread through the wingspan, and then we'll switch it out. So left hand down, right hand lifts up. Go ahead and roll that right shoulder back so you can open up across the chest. Bringing the hands back to center. Go ahead and bring the hips all the way down to the ground, hands back behind you. We're gonna scoot ourselves back here to the center of the mat. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Hug the knees into the chest. Just find a nice long spine. And then when you're ready, bring the hands back behind you. We're gonna lift up to our reverse tabletop again. I know this one's a tough cookie. Lift the hips nice and high. high as you can get. If it doesn't look like mine, that's okay. It's taken me a while to get there. This was one of my hardest postures in the beginning. Coming all the way down to the back, bend your knees, bring the feet hip distance apart for your bridge pose. We'll lift the hips nice and high. If it feels good to walk the shoulders underneath you and interlace the hands here, you might do that. Press the pinky side of the hands down to get a nice lift in the hips. I like to shift the hips a little side to side just to loosen up in the beginning. Good, and when you're ready, come up high onto the toes, reach the arms overhead, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, you're going to lower yourself back down. So nice massage for the spine as you lower the hips all the way back down to the mat. Good, I stretched my wrists a little bit here. Reach the arms overhead, then hug the knees to the chest. Nice gentle rock side to side before we set up for our twist. We'll send the arms out to the sides. Hop the hips over to the right so you can create some space there to lower the knees to the left. Then I like to take my left hand to the top of the right thigh. Gently guide the legs down. And then going over to the other side, we'll hop the hips over to the left, lower the knees to the right. Right hand finds the top of the left knee. Gently guide the legs down as you look over at that left shoulder or the left fingertips. And then coming all the way back up to center. Nice. We'll move the hips to the middle of the mat. Position yourself here. Get nice and cozy. We're going to lay all the way down on the back. Turn your palms up to the sky or to the ceiling. Just lay here for a couple of moments. And excellent work here, you guys. Next time.